Laurie Cunningham made history as one of the first black footballers for England, but his flashy career came to an end too soon. This is the story of a young man whose life was filled with promise, but God had other plans for him. Born on March 8, 1956 in Archway, London, Laurie was a remarkable English footballer who played the role of a left winger. Growing up, Laurie had a natural speed and agility, something he had inherited from his father, who was a racehorse jockey from Jamaica. As he grew older, Laurie's love for football turned into an extraordinary career. He became known for his swift moves on the football field. Now, Laurie wasn't just any footballer, he was a pioneer. He broke barriers as the first black player to represent England at the under-21 level, but he didn't stop there. Laurie also went on to make history as the first Englishman to play for the legendary club Real Madrid. Great, right? But Laurie's journey into professional football wasn't straightforward. As a young hopeful, he signed a schoolboy contract with Arsenal in 1970, but things didn't pan out as expected. By 1972, Arsenal let him go, feeling his play style didn't mesh well with their quick pass and move tactics. It was a setback, but Laurie didn't let it discourage him. In 1974, Laurie kicked off his football career with Leyton Orient, a club in the second tier of English football. Over the next 3 years, he worked hard, sharpened his skills, and started to get noticed. His big break came in 1977 when West Bromwich Albion, a bigger club, decided to sign him. At West Brom, Laurie teamed up with Cyrille Regis and Brendan Batson under manager Ron Atkinson. Together, they made history as one of the first trios of black players in the top English league, and they were lovingly nicknamed the 3 Degrees after a famous soul music group. Then, in the summer of 1979, Laurie started an incredible journey. He became the first British football player to join the famous Real Madrid, moving for a record fee of £950,000. Laurie's first game was amazing. He scored 2 goals, quickly winning over fans and playing a big part in winning league and cup titles for the club. The 1980-81 season too began well for Laurie. He scored many important early goals in the European Cup. But then, luck turned against him with a broken toe that needed surgery. Despite this problem, Laurie showed great determination, coming back just in time for the 1981 European Cup final in Paris. The game was tough, and despite Laurie's hard work, Real Madrid lost to Liverpool by 1-0. Once again, as the 1981-82 season started, Laurie faced another challenge, an injury to his thigh during pre-season. This reduced his playing time to just a few games, and he didn't score any league goals that season. Still, he left a lasting impression in the UEFA Cup quarter-final against Kaiserslautern. Laurie scored an important goal in the first game, leading Madrid to a 3-1 win. However, the second game was a disaster. Laurie was sent off just before half-time, and Madrid suffered a heavy 5-0 loss, one of their worst results in European competition. Despite a generally tough season, Laurie ended on a high note, winning his second Copa del Rey medal after playing in the final where Madrid triumphed over Sporting Gijón 2-1. However, the joy was short-lived. The next season saw new foreign players joining Madrid, limiting Cunningham's playtime even further. Eventually, in 1983, he left Madrid, briefly joined Manchester United on loan, and later moved on to play for Gijón and Marseille, continuing his football journey. Now, before we move forward, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Now, let's take a sneak peek of his international career. Laurie Cunningham kicked off his international football career in style. On April 27, 1977, he played for England's under-21 team for the first time in a friendly match against Scotland at Bramall Lane, and he even scored. Back then, everyone thought he was the first black player to represent England at any level, but it turns out Benjamin Odeje had actually played for the England schoolboys back in 1971. A couple of years later, in 1979, Cunningham made his debut with the senior England national team in a match against Wales. Around that time, he was shining brightly at Real Madrid, even achieving the remarkable feat of winning a double with the club. Despite his success, England's manager Ron Greenwood didn't pick him for the UEFA Euro 1980 squad. He did get called up for the 1982 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Norway, but he didn't play in the game. Laurie Cunningham had quite the adventure in his football career, especially later on. In 1984, after playing a season in France with Marseille, he moved back to England to join Leicester City. But injuries were a constant hassle and cut his time there short, lasting only half a season. By the next season, Laurie was back in Spain, playing for Rayo Vallecano in their second division. In 1987, Laurie tried his luck in Belgium with Charleroi, but injuries didn't leave him alone there either. He soon returned to England, signing a short-term deal with Wimbledon. At Wimbledon, Laurie had a standout moment. He played a crucial part in their win over Liverpool in the 1988 FA Cup final. Still drawn to Spain, Laurie went back to Rayo Vallecano for the 1988-89 season. He scored an important goal that helped them move up to the Primera division. Sadly, Laurie's life ended tragically when he died in a car crash in Madrid on July 15, 1989. Laurie was only 33 years old at the time of his death, which was a huge shock to the football community and his fans. Sadly, he left behind his wife and son, who were equally heartbroken. Despite the injuries, Laurie had some incredible moments on the field that people still remember. He was truly legendary. You know, Laurie Cunningham was a fantastic footballer, but sadly, he faced a lot of racism during his career. Back then, things were different, and people were much less accepting. He had to put up with nasty comments and chants from fans during games. It wasn't just the fans either. Some people think that even the coaches and people who picked the players for the England team were biased against him because he was black. He didn't get to play for England as much as he probably should have because of this. Imagine having to deal with all that while trying to focus on playing your best. It must have been really tough for him, but he never gave up. He kept playing well and showing everyone that he was an amazing player. In a way, he helped change things for the better by proving that black players were just as good as anyone else. It's a shame that he had to go through all that, but his story is important because it reminds us that there's still work to be done to make sure everyone is treated fairly. After his tragic death, Laurie has been celebrated in many ways. In November 2004, during West Bromwich Albion's 125th anniversary, he was named one of the club's top 16 players ever. The club also showed their appreciation by including his image in a special mural at the Hawthorn Stadium. Years later, in 2017 and 2019, 2 statues were made to honour Cunningham. The first one is in Leyton, where he played for Leyton Orient. The second one is in West Bromwich, and it celebrates Cunningham and his teammates, Cyril Regis and Brendan Batson, who all helped fight racism in football. So, there you have it, the incredible yet heartbreaking story of Laurie Cunningham. He wasn't just a talented footballer, he was a trailblazer who broke down barriers for black players in the sport. Even though his career was cut short, his legacy lives on, inspiring generations of footballers and fans alike. Through his achievements and the challenges he faced, Laurie Cunningham remains a figure of inspiration, showing the power of resilience and the importance of pushing for change in society. Let us know what you think about this legend in the comments section below. We'd love to hear your opinion on him.